By the yard, it's hard, but inch by inch, anything is a cinch. Welcome, everybody. It's Jason Barlow, and this podcast episode, if I can get my words out, is focusing in on my quote of the week. And welcome. It's Jason Barlow, RMT. I'm here today as your therapist and as your coach, and I'm here to help you transform any stress, tension, and pain into health, happiness, and vitality instead. If you're a walker like me, I want you to just imagine for a moment that you go for your next walk on your route that you normally go on. And instead of just taking step by step, I want you to imagine that you're leaping every time you step forward. It's a leap. You're jumping. You're projecting your body forward. I'm not talking about running. I'm talking about you almost stop for a moment and then leap again and leap again. My question is, how long do you think you could go for before you get tired and fatigued and wiped out and ready to turn around and quit? And I think that's what often can happen for us in our daily goals, monthly goals, 5-year goal, whatever goals we have in our life. If we're not cautious and careful about how we approach them, we can almost get off too fast and then prematurely wear ourselves down mentally and physically, and then wonder why we're in this cycle of feeling like we're taking one step forward and 2 steps back. So this quote really ties in with this, because very much if you think about anything that you've experienced in your life, and let's focus here on health and injury, is with respect of any ailment that you may have, any symptom that you have, pain that's been produced over a period of time, how did that come about? Well, very often, if we start to diagnose and assess and understand the body, we'll understand that it's actually been a process over a period of time, an extended period of time. It's essentially something you've taken inch by inch, surreptitiously, discreetly, in the background. It's been creeping up on you, and then one day it just catches you off guard, and that's when you start to become truly symptomatic. And then if you're not obviously taking care of the root cause of the problem, the same symptoms will persist, and potentially then others will tie in with it to just help you to navigate in the right direction. That's essentially what your body's trying to do, by the way. Any type of pain and symptom, mentally or physically, is your body's way of trying to communicate to you that something is not in harmony, something is not in balance. But how did that scale get tipped? It's usually been over the process of time, inch by inch, as opposed to you ran and you've not ran for a period of time and you've injured yourself. You've torn a muscle, or you've fallen, you've hurt yourself. It's been a direct trauma. So there's different types of injuries that we treat. What is what we class as a trauma injury? You knew that day, that time that you injured yourself, and that's when your symptoms became manifest. Then we have the other category, what I like to call, it was taught to me by Paul St. John, slow motion injury. It's something that's crept up very discreetly in the background. That's this process of inch by inch. So my question to you is this: what do you think, therefore, is going to be the solution? Because very often when we experience pain, mentally or physically, or a combination of the two, we usually then gung-ho, prepared to do whatever it takes until the pain is gone, or that we feel as though that pain's never going to go away. So we're like, nah, that's not working. But how much time did you give it? Because you've got to evaluate this for yourself. How many weeks, months, years have you been in that funky state of mind that's created this long-term state of melancholy or depression or anxiety or worry, whatever it is that you feel, agitation, anger, whatever those mental symptoms might be? And the same with respect to your physical body. How many months or weeks or years has it taken to adopt that particular physical alignment that we're talking about? And so do give yourself that space of time, that patience, with no guilt attached to it, of recognizing that I didn't get here overnight. If a person's overweight, they didn't just have one meal last night and suddenly they woke up the next morning 200 pounds heavier. It's a process of time. And so the results are going to be a process of time. We just have to remember how long it took us to get to this point. And I know it can be painful and frustrating to recognize that I've got to spend the next 4 years doing this. That's a little off-putting. I agree. I 100% agree. I've been there. I've had these experiences. A patient of mine shared last week that her 19-year-old son recognized the most important thing, Mom, is consistency. And I love that term. I've tied it in with another word I love to use, which is persistency, right? So I've coined the term consistently persistent. And that's how we've got to approach it. You've got to be like a dog with a bone that's just, chewing gently, not going ferociously all out, that you burn yourself out or you get frustrated because the results aren't coming quick enough. And this is what we're bombarded with on a daily basis. If you're not careful, the movies, the media, the supplement companies, they'll promote and advertise in such a way that you'll think, okay, yes, I want to get that result. Great. Thank you for sharing that with me. It looks as though your product or your approach is going to work for me. But what's not really clear, and this is where it's got to be on your side, is how long that process is going to take. Because we look at things and we think, well, this is going to be an overnight deal. It's going to happen rapidly and radically. No. Your transformation on a mental level, your determination, your persistency, your decision, your intention, that can change in a heartbeat. But the actual physical results or the long-term results on the mental side of things is a consistently persistent approach. It's inch by inch rather than reaching yard by yard. It's just going back to that analogy we talked about at the beginning. Are you going to run and sprint, or are you going to walk instead to endure and have a more realistic approach to fulfilling that circuit of your walk that you normally do? Now, we've got to find a happy medium because we need to stretch ourselves, but we don't want to overstretch ourselves. So again, you have to become your own coach. You have to become your own therapist. I'm here to support you. I'm sharing with you as much as I can in many different ways. The more feedback you give me, by the way, the more I may be able to serve you better. But the bottom line is there's countless books and countless podcasts. What are you going to do with it? And this approach has been very much methodical and strategic for me in that by the yard, it is hard. But inch by inch, anything is a cinch. I hope you found that of benefit. Do please leave some comments. Give me a thumbs up. Share this if you feel like somebody would benefit from this information. Make sure you're sharing it with them, because the more energy we are shifting in that direction, the more this information can spread and the more people we can reach. And hopefully we plant some seeds and we help people to achieve more health, happiness, and vitality. Thank you very much for joining me. If you haven't already, go to my website and get my free digital book. Just go to jasonbarlowrmt.com and you can leave me your email and I'll fire off a digital copy right away to you. Christmas is around the corner, so these are good stocking fillers. My book, the 15-Step Playbook for Pain Relief, is available on Amazon. You just have to order it yourself. I will be getting some copies, hopefully here pretty soon, but I just want to make a couple of edits. But otherwise, I bid you a great day. And remember, your quote of the week, that's your homework. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.